What's good, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do a little bit of a different format today. So I usually do my yap sessions in my room, but today I thought, why not add some food? Because I love food, and I also think it's a good time to get to know somebody. It's more nonchalant, you know? You're like, because if the conversation isn't good, at least the food will be. Anyways, today we're gonna be making some pot stickers, some dumplings. I don't make them from scratch, but I really should try one of these days to make them from scratch, because cooking is also another thing that I enjoy, and I think that would just be a super fun video to make. But anyways, today we got the pre-made processed version of pot stickers, and my go-to brand is always Ling Ling from Costco. These bad boys were just on sale, so you already know I had to get 3 bags. Ooh, these things are so good. We're gonna whip them up and then we're gonna get to yapping.
Six and a half hours later.
Coolio, look at that! We've got the dumplings and they're done. Alrighty guys, I'm just gonna hold this plate as I eat because the table's not wide enough, but this is where the best lighting is. And so if I put it like on the actual table here, then you don't see the food, but I gotta like hold it like this and it's just gonna be elevated like this. So it's gonna be, or maybe if I can find a box. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Boom, okay, look at that. Ah, see? Thinking, this is good. All right, but anyways, so first off, how's everybody's day? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's something juicy, if there's something fun, or if, you know, you're just having a chill day overall. This is like the dumpling sauce. I put chili oil and sriracha in there because that's gas, but this is also my favorite dumpling sauce, and there we go. The very first pot sticker. Cheers to the first pot sticker. Tell me about your guys' day though. Leave it in the comments below. So good. You know how I said I was going to try and make pot stickers earlier? I'm just afraid that if I do try, they're not going to turn out this good. Because honestly, this is some high tier quality stuff. But then again, I also feel like pot stickers or dumplings aren't that hard to make, you know? It's a filling and then you buy the casing. Unless I make the casing from scratch, then it might be a little bit harder. But we'll get to that as we figure it out. And I'm not saying I'm the best chef, but I don't mean to toot my own horn. I can cook some pretty good stuff, you know what I mean? I just love cooking and making food, and it's honestly because I'm also fat, you know? I'm fat body. I have a fat mindset. I love to eat anything and everything. Like, there's not that many foods that I would say no to. Second dumpling. I also feel very subconscious when I cook. My cooking style is a little bit different, right? I like to improvise. I like to, whatever I like to put different stuff in. I try different stuff, you know, whatever I'm comfortable with. I use essentially the same seasonings across the board. Whether I'm making American food, Vietnamese food, pastas, any type of cuisine. I always add some of the same types of ingredients that I think or I feel like would enhance the dish. And I feel like the one that's most controversial in a lot of my dishes that I've gotten feedback for is mukbang, which is fish sauce. I put fish sauce into a lot of the dishes that I'm cooking. Like, I'm talking spaghetti. I'm talking I'll throw it in my burgers. I'll add it into some marinara sauce for my pizzas. That's kind of why it's a little bit different. Like, fish sauce and everything. But when I tell people, they're like, yo, that's kind of weird. Like, I don't know, man, you're throwing it off a little bit. But if I don't tell them and they try it, and then I tell them afterwards, they don't believe me because they're like, yo, does it don't smell like or taste like fish sauce? But I guarantee you, it's in there. If I cooked it, it's most likely in there. That is my seasoning of choice when it comes to cooking. Dumpling number 3. You know what I think is also pretty funny? Me and my friend were talking the other day about death. Yeah, sad subject, but it's a part of life. And I have this really weird premonition that somehow, some way, I'm gonna die by the time I'm like 40. I'm not really scared of dying. I'm scared of like what happens during the process of me dying. Like if I were to die tomorrow and like just in my sleep, like yeah, so be it. Like I've got no problems with that. But the way that you die is what I'm afraid of. I don't really know if that goes the same for everybody. I think that's why I'm so careless and nonchalant with my life, is because I'm not actually afraid of like dying and not being able to like do more stuff with my life. I'm okay with it. It's just like if I were to die in a gory, gruesome way or like a really painful way, like I don't know, like in a fire or something like that, like that would kind of suck. Like I'm afraid of all of the pain and the stuff before death, but if it was kind of just like boom, quick, simple, easy, and I'm gone, I'm chill. I mean, I guess I can't think about it anymore because I'd be dead. But anyways, we were talking about what you would put on your gravestone, right? And I said if I died before the age of 40, on my tombstone, I would have the words, "I told you so." Just because people won't believe me. They're like, why do you think you're gonna die by 40? And I don't know, it's just this weird premonition that I've had since I was like a little kid. That's why I've kind of like tried to do as much as possible, and I've almost felt like everything has fallen into place in the same timeline so that if I do pass away by 40, it makes sense, right? I've had my midlife crisis when I was 20, you know, like straight out of college, midlife crisis, 20 years old. But the friend I was talking to, he said on his tombstone, he would have the words, "And I ate my vegetables too." And I just thought that was so great. Like imagine you're visiting the graveyard and you show up to his gravesite. And I guess this is more so if you're like a little kid, like let's say you're like a grandchild, right? And you're coming to visit your grandfather's grave or tombstone. And on it, it says, "And I ate my vegetables too." You know how much of a mind twist that would give you? You'd be like, yo, you're telling me he ate his vegetables and look at him now. He's in the ground. I just think that would be so funny. But my humor is also very dark. I think I skipped the last one. I'm not even sure what this one is. I think this is dumpling number 5. Now I have a self-criticism. In general, I'm pretty good. I like eating vegetables. I like the taste of them. But I also love my meats and I love my processed foods and all of the junk food and stuff. I love everything. Ice cream, top tier, I'm a fan. This meal right here, overall, probably not very healthy. I mean, sure, you've got some protein and stuff in there, but there's probably also a lot of like saturated fats and, you know, your carbs and whatever. I go through phases where sometimes I'll be like, yo, I'm trying to gain weight, so I'll just eat whatever. And I'm kind of in that phase right now. And then sometimes I'll think about my life and I'll be like, I do want to live a long, prosperous life. You know, like you gotta take care of your health if you want that to happen. I don't wanna be 60 and having to deal with a bunch of health issues and whatnot. So I try and eat pretty clean and pretty healthy for the most part, you know? So a lot of proteins, a lot of greens. Try and stay away from all of the processed foods and snacks and sugars and stuff like that. But it's tough because I'm so bipolar with it. It's easy to argue both sides. On one side, it's like, hey, you got one life, enjoy it. Dumpling number 6. And on the other side, it's kind of like, yo, maybe you should eat a little bit healthier and actually watch what you're eating, because what happens if you do live until you're 90? You want to be healthy, you want to be that like lean, buff, old grandpa walking around and everybody's like, hey, yo, he don't look like he's half his age. And I think I've got that going for me because, as you know, Asians don't raisin, so I'm already looking a lot younger than I actually am. Hold up, I just realized that this lighting's kind of off and there's a light that's not on, so I'm gonna turn it on to see if it helps. Okay. I think this is a little bit better. Sorta, kinda, I can't really tell. Anyways, where was I? Foods, vegetables, whatever. You can argue both sides. I don't really care, you know, I don't really... One thing that I feel like I used to do a lot is criticize people on what they're eating and stuff and be like, yo, that's kind of weird. And sometimes I'll still say stuff if it's like astronomically just something strange that you're putting onto your food or like a weird combination that I've never seen before. I'm like, yo, that's kind of weird. I have a cousin who eats ramen, like top ramen, with ketchup. And to me, that's a no-go. I'm sorry, sir, I will fight you on that till the end. And I also think I have a cousin that also puts ketchup in his spaghetti, and that's also a no-go for me, because that's weird, that's strange. What's up, man? You want a dumpling? Eat. Take one. Reach in, grab it. I think this is dumpling number 7. I've lost track. Anyways, it doesn't matter after 7 because 7 is my favorite number and everything after that's just mood. We're talking about food and how sometimes I clown people for eating weird foods, but I think I just gotta get better at letting people eat what they want to eat, you know? Like I said, life is short. You just do it, unless it's super weird. Concurred?
I agree.
Another one down. I think I have just completely lost my train of thought. The short attention span, I want to blame it on TikTok.
I would say it's social media.
In general, I would agree it's social media in general, but I think what really got it there was TikTok, because TikTok, like you're doom scrolling 3 seconds and you're on to the next video. It's like quick. It's like a quick transaction, you know? Other platforms and stuff are a little bit better, especially like YouTube with like long form content and
Vine.
Vine was the same way. Vine was like 10 seconds or less, right? And I think that's where it started, but Vine isn't around anymore. Instagram is also instant gratification because it's just a bunch of photos of like super hot looking people doing everyday activities or just wearing essentially no clothes. But I think I have brain rot.
I think I do too.
But also, dementia runs in my family. I think I'm starting to lose my memory, and I blame it on genetics because my long-term memory I think is pretty great. Like I can remember stuff as long as it's past 1 month. But anything that's like from now until the end of the day, good luck, man. Like I'm not gonna remember that. Oh, I just bit my cheek. I'm clumsy. Almost fell off my chair too. See ya. Have fun at work. Another hot take that I've recently had. A lot of rich people on YouTube and social media, and they're trying to like sell you on this, on how they did it, and like sometimes they'll try and sell you on like a get rich quick type of scheme. And I just don't believe those ever work. I believe it takes a lot of effort to be rich. So you really just gotta want it, or you really just gotta put in the work, and it might take you a lot longer than expected. It's always going to take you a lot longer than expected. Only people that are super lucky, like the 0.001% of the population that blow up overnight, is because they got really lucky and they were just in the right place in the right time. The rest of the population, the 99.9% of everybody else, has to put in the work like day in and day out, and it'll take you years, and excuse me, it will take you years to pull off whatever you want, and a lot of the times you're not gonna gain anything for the longest amount of time. You're basically just gonna have to keep on working and keep on grinding with nothing to show for it for as long as it takes. And I think that's how you become successful. But I only bring that up because I'm lucky enough to be in a situation where I can essentially follow my dreams and follow my passions without having to worry about a roof over my head because I still live at home. And I'm lucky for that. I don't go a day without remembering how lucky I am to be in the situation that I am. But I also feel like, you know, there's a lot of other people who aren't in that situation and who don't have that mindset. They're just okay with where they're at, I guess, or they'll just complain and they won't really do anything about it. And to kind of continue on with that, my brother just went to work. And me, I haven't held a real job in like 2 years. All of my money is from side hustles or from doing like random jobs and random stuff that people need me to do. You help them out a little bit and they help you out a little bit, you know, kind of situation. But that's also another thing that I recently had a conversation about, was how people can work at jobs for like a long duration of time. Like I'm talking about 15 years, 20 years at a singular job, which is crazy to me. Ever since I've ever worked for somebody else or for like a company or something like that, right? Like my goal is always to learn everything that I can learn and then get out of there. I don't want to say as quickly as possible, but I wouldn't want to be in a company for more than like 3 years. I want to progress, right? Like I want to get better at my craft and I want to get better at doing what I want to do, but I've always also been a person that wants to run his own company. And so I think that's kind of like the mindset that you have to be able to do that. And this doesn't really apply to long-term careers like accountants and doctors and people in like vital fields and stuff like that. I'm more so talking about people who are holding like entry-level positions, or if they're working in fast food and stuff like that. I always feel like if I were in their position, I wouldn't want to be working, you know, a company that I didn't own for more than like 3 years, because at a certain point, you're just there for money. Like, you've learned everything that you can learn from being in that job and being in that position. Like, you gotta continue to progress. You gotta continually get better and better and better. Otherwise, you're just gonna be stagnant and plateauing. 3 dumplings left. I guess since we're pretty close to the end, the reason I love these pot stickers over any other pot stickers is because the taste, the texture, and the affordability. That's the wombo combo right there. It tastes great to me, and the texture, it's not too chewy, it's not super crunchy, but it's not too soft. It's perfectly in the middle right there. And the third piece of this is that it is affordable. Like I said, I get these things from Costco, and on sale, I want to say they're $10 a bag. Massive bag of dumplings, and it will honestly, like, if I were to cook the entire bag of dumplings, it could probably feed 5 to 6 people just strictly eating dumplings. Like, that's a really good price breakdown for a meal. Second to last one, I'm gonna bite this one in half instead of inhaling it like I did all the other ones, so I can show you the inside. Okay. I'm struggling, guys. Alright, here it is. See that? Oh yeah, that's that dumpling. Look at that. That's beautiful. And I made it crispy, it's golden, it's got all the sauce, that chicken, the veggies in there. This is a quality pot sticker. The quick and easy meals that really have no prep and are ready, heat up and eat, are some of the best things. These are some of the meals that I tend to crave a lot more. So simple, it gives me that flavor, it has everything that I want. And I love these things. Like, I love Ling Ling pot stickers. And I guess the final thing I want to talk about before I eat this is how difficult it is once you start getting older to make friends and to hang out with new people. I was grocery shopping the other day with a friend, right? A grocery store worker. She definitely was not from the States, and when we were all done checking out and we were walking back to the car, I was kind of like, I wonder where she's from, right? And my friend was like, I was wondering that too. And we're like, yo, why don't we just ask the person? Certain people that I meet at the grocery stores that are like super nice and like talkative and like friendly or whatever, it feels like we hit it off and we're kind of like vibing. Is it really weird and strange for you to want to be friends with them, or like for you to ask them to like, hey, you want to hang out? Or is that kind of just creepy behavior? I don't really know. I just feel like for me, I don't want to go through all of these apps, especially with like dating, right? Like, I tell myself I will never go onto a dating app to be able to find a person. I want to meet a person genuinely in real life, or maybe even through social media or something like that. Like, that'd be pretty chill too. I don't know. I just don't like the concept. I want to meet people in real life first and then be like, hey, I want to be your friend. But I also feel like a lot of people aren't in that mindset, and they just don't want to hang out with somebody that they don't know. They're just like, yo, this dude's a stranger. Like, what if he murks me? And I think about the same thing. Before I meet somebody, I'm like, yo, like, what if they murk me? That's not a way I want to die. I want more friends, but I don't want the effort and to be the weird one to initiate all that. But I guess it doesn't really matter, because if you do ask them to hang out and they're like, no, then you didn't really lose anything, because you're never going to see them ever again. I just wish it was a little bit easier. And if it wasn't socially so weird to ask somebody to like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, I literally have no friends. Like, let's go do something. I mean, I have friends. It's okay. Like, I like to meet other people. I like to meet new people. Like, sometimes I just want to go and hang out with somebody for a day and then never talk to them ever again. Like, is that so weird? Is that something that we can make happen? I don't know. You guys tell me. Anyways, last dumpling. We're done with our meal. Thank you guys for joining me. You know, if you were eating too, I hope your meal was just as good. I guess that's it for this video. Leave me some suggestions about other things to talk about, or if you guys enjoyed this kind of little format and this me eating food while I talk at you, because I thought it was kind of fun. Like, I was just sitting here chilling with myself. It actually felt like I was talking to somebody, or maybe those are the voices in my head and I'm just going crazy. Thanks you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys like, subscribe if you wanna, you know, leave some comments down below about anything. I'll literally respond to anything. Yeah, as always, have a beautiful day, you beautiful people. Peace out. See you guys on the next one.
Look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been